my identity, that I can't lose that. I will not lose my identity. That's one thing that we can all hold on to. This breaks my heart when I go to Uganda and the kids there don't speak their local language or their native language, the language that their parents speak. This breaks my heart. You people, I didn't know how important our language or our languages were until I came. Hi, this is Today with Cynthia. I hope you guys have been well, so have I. And yeah, let's share something today. If you follow me, you know I live in Belgium and I was born and raised in Uganda, and I came to Belgium as a grown-up, you know. Life had already started by the time I came to Belgium. And then, so for the last 12 years or so, I've been living in Belgium, and I'll be sharing with you how it's like balancing between the two cultures. Is it even possible to balance between the two cultures? As I was trying to integrate into this Western culture, Belgian culture, I at the same time did not want to lose my identity. I didn't want to lose my culture. I didn't want to like disconnect from my culture. But then the challenge is, the more you try to integrate, the more you try to like say, okay, let me do things the way they are done here, the more you disconnect from your culture. That's how it's been for me. I'm not saying I'm disconnected from my culture, but I've been struggling. I'm still struggling to keep my culture, at the same time be here and like fit in, because it's sometimes it's really I can't explain it. Culture is much more than just speaking the language. It's the way we live, the way we do things, our hobbies, even the programs we watch on TV, the way we eat, what is important to us, our norms, and the things we believe in. It's the whole package. With time, we disconnect from our own culture a little bit, or to a bigger extent, to a smaller extent. Why? Because when you stay here for long and you go home, because we've been exposed to this other culture, we look at things differently at home. Then we don't do things the same. Okay, I grew up in Uganda. I was raised there. I know how, you know how we are raised. But then now here I have my son, and how do I raise him? Do I raise him as a Ugandan? Do I raise him as a Belgian? That is also not easy. I have to find a balance between raising my son as a Belgian and as a Ugandan. But then the challenge is, the toughest part is, I don't know if I will be able to pass on our culture, to pass on our norms to him. That's what I'm not sure about. So it's a bit heartbreaking to say, okay, I moved to another country, I have a child, but then like here stops certain things. There's lots of things that I will not be able to pass on to my son, because for him, the only culture he knows or he will know will be a Belgian culture, because he sees it at school, he sees it around him, everywhere he goes, what he does. So everything for him is Belgian. So I have to try as much as I can to instill some of my culture in him. Will I succeed? I don't know, but I'm doing my best. But especially my language, I would want my son so much that he speaks my language. I'm doing my best that he speaks the language. But where will he speak it again? He can speak it with me, but how long will he carry it on? So that's also something that doesn't sit well down with me. And I must say, I'm extremely proud of my language. Like, I speak several languages from Uganda. Other Ugandan languages, you all know in Uganda we speak so many languages, but I speak a few, and I'm extremely proud, and they're always on my CV. And that's one thing I'm like holding on to, my language. That one I'm with it all the way. Any chance I'm given, oh, what languages do you speak? I'm always proud to say I speak my language. And this is for my people back home in Uganda. This breaks my heart when I go to Uganda and the kids there don't speak their local language or their native language, the language that their parents speak. This breaks my heart. You people, I didn't know how important our language or our languages were until I came here. Because here, when you come, the first thing they ask you, what is your mother language? What is your mother tongue? Can you say something in your language? How do you greet in your language? And I'm always proud to say, culture, it's more than just the language, but language is part of culture. So people at home, please do what you can to make sure our kids learn so much of our culture, learn the language, so that when they come out here or when they go anywhere, they can represent my identity, that I can't lose that. I will not lose my identity. That's one thing that we can all hold on to. There are things that people don't pay attention to, but has a lot to do with our culture, and sometimes it's hard to explain. We can't explain how we do or what we do. So when I had just come to Belgium, I remember we were having a drink with friends, and then someone asked me, how do you say cheers in your language? And I was like, oh, we don't say cheers. That word does not exist. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I think in my language, in Runyankore or Ruchiga, I don't think the word cheers does exist. So I was like, and then the person was like, cheers doesn't exist. How? You guys don't drink? I was like, we drink, but we do it in a different way. But sorry, I don't know also how we do it, but I know that the word cheers does not exist. Now, for example, this is during Christmas time. For me, it's already during Christmas time. But anyway, so I always set my Christmas tree from the 16th of November. And in Belgium, it is so that Christmas tree is set up when the Saint comes. And the Saint, is that Saint Nicholas? Yeah, something like that. And the Saint comes on the 6th of December. So in Belgium, in their culture, the Saint comes on the 6th. And then on the 7th, that's when you're supposed to put your Christmas tree up. So my Christmas tree is always up already 2 weeks before the Saint comes. And people always ask me, or neighbors, your Christmas tree is already up. And I'm like, yeah, but the Saint hasn't come yet. I'm like, I don't know, for me, this is my time for Christmas. It has nothing to do with the Saint. You know, so certain things, like also dressing up, how we dress up. And I'm someone who likes colored clothes. I don't know, I think Africans, we like to wear colored clothes. So it was during winter, and I was wearing something like bright, like how you see I'm wearing my yellow. And someone told me, oh my God, that's a bright color you're wearing in winter. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, in winter here, most times we wear dark colors, and you know. And I was like, I said, for me, it doesn't really matter. And she was like, wow. But you could see she was surprised. I was surprised that she was surprised that I'm wearing a bright color in winter. And she was surprised that so we're all like, okay, that's something different. Luckily, now the trends have changed. Now there are all kinds of colors in winter. But 10 years ago, it wasn't like that. Trust me, it wasn't like that. At least not where I used to go. People would like, if those gray, those dark colors, purple, dark blue, you know, that's what people used to wear in winter. But now it's changed. Look at this. It's where I come from, we wear what we want, when we want, and how we want. It's not like, oh, this is for summer, oh, this is for winter, this color is for that. No, we just dress up. I look nice, something looks nice on me, I'll put it on regardless of the weather. You know, in Uganda, when you're at work, when you're working, your colleagues, most of the time, your colleagues turn into your friends, because you end up hanging out with your colleagues, doing stuff with your colleagues, you know. Like you become like sometimes they become like your tribe, like your colleagues. Oh, they go out and do stuff together. But in Belgium, I've realized work is work. When you're at work, it's work. But I these things of after work, going out to drink something together, going to do stuff together. Here, people here don't make friends at work. No. Work is work and friends are friends. With food, I don't cook Belgian food fully, neither do I cook Ugandan food fully. So I cook both. Sometimes I cook Belgian food, sometimes I cook Ugandan. But even when I cook Ugandan food, it's not cooked like home. So as foreign people living in the diaspora, we are always, or we constantly face these challenges of balancing between two cultures, and this is pretty much for the rest of our days here. And also when we go home, you don't fit in also. Sometimes people think you're showing off. No, you simply, when we go home, even the things we used to do before, we look at them in a different way, because we've been exposed to this other culture. I can't say that one culture is better than the other, or one culture is like this, and it's just what it is. It's just, we have to, I personally have come to terms with the fact that I have to live between these two cultures, or find a balance between the two cultures for as long as I live now. Because even if I decided to go to Uganda now, I'll have to integrate again. That's the reality. We go home, we don't fit there, then you're here, you don't fit. And you know what is lately, what is bothering me? I don't know. Like when I'm speaking my language, I haven't forgotten my language. Not at all. I haven't. I can speak my language very, very well. But the challenge is when I want to speak it, sometimes I can't find the words, or the words are really very far away that I have to search, and I end up mixing in Dutch words and English. Even English, I can't speak fluent English. I have to double think. But when I'm like having a conversation with people, I find myself mixing in Dutch, some words I can't find them. And tell me what you think in the comments. Share with us your experience. Do you live in a different country? Are you struggling to find the balance? Please tell us. But hey, don't lose yourself. Don't lose your identity. Don't lose who you are. Don't lose your culture. Just find a way to balance two cultures, your culture and the culture of the society where you're living. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.